everyone. I'm Sharon with Entelechy Visions, and this is an energy update for the week of September 16th through September 22nd. So it's a little bit of a different setup today. I wanted to sit in front of one of my altars and a piece that I made to honor the goddess. I am recording this on the full moon day and the Friday the 13th, which is the day of the goddess. 13 is known as a goddess number. So just wanted to honor that today. So what do we have happening this coming week? We have all systems go. So I know we've been kind of waiting, hanging on the wings, seeing if things were going to shift for our lives. Well, this week is the start of the greater momentum and forward movement that we've all been pining for. And I know life has felt very foggy and wavering and uncertain, and maybe things are kind of hanging in the air and you're just kind of waiting for that message, that answer, that email. Some things that just feel like they've been put on pause. And we've really been in this void period, in this in-between. Because the first part of September, we were integrating everything that we were learning. And we were also kind of recalibrating as well, as we still are through this full moon, recalibrating physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, to catch up to all that has shifted for us this year. And as we're putting this completion through this 9 months of September, which I spoke about in the last update, we are moving into this full moon where we may feel rather sensitive. We may feel rather vulnerable right now, because a lot of the pieces of all that we have learned, there may still be things that are popping up that still need tweaking, some imbalances that we're learning about ourselves. So this full moon is kind of highlighting that, not pouring salt in a wound, but it's bringing all of that to a T so that we can close all that and realize all that we have learned from it. But it's also a magical day as well, because it begins this new cycle and it starts this gateway towards the equinox, the autumn equinox. And that happens on the 22nd into the 23rd, just depending on where you are in the world. And I'll speak about that a little bit more next week, as we'll be hovering around that date more. But the autumn equinox is a special time of year because we are moving into a new season. The summer is finishing, a new season is beginning. And so we ourselves are finding that we are shifting within. We are going more inward and less outward like the summer months. However, this year is a little bit different. It's inviting us to bring more of our expansion outward, because all of this drudgery is what it has felt like this year of working through all of our deep-seated stuff is now inviting us into a more clarified, authentic, and ready self to share our gifts with the world. And I'm sure that you can feel it. I'm sure that you can feel this kind of bubbling up of readiness within you. Something that feels very clear, or something that you're ready to kind of birth out of you. So listen to that, because it's very in tune with what's really occurring right now. So with this forward momentum, we've kind of been in this holding pattern of our commitments and reflecting on our past since April of this year. So we've really undergone a lot of lessons in terms of how we are committed to others, how we are committed to ourselves, how we are committed to our life purpose, our path, our health, all kinds of things. It really addressed every single area where we are spending our energy, where we are spending our time, and how we are. And it also kind of peeled off the lid of the past as well. So you might have found that the summer was riddled with a lot of nostalgia, maybe some reunions, maybe some people that you hadn't seen for a really long time and this reconnection happening, or just a meeting and connecting and honoring where you both were in life. So now that we've reflected on that, because when you really think about the past and you think about commitments in life, those are really big pieces of how we are going to share ourselves and standing in our authenticity. So it's important that we had to look at all those foundational points so that we could really understand where we are coming from, understanding ourselves in new levels and new ways, and what we were ready to kind of clean sweep and get out of our lives wasn't really needed for us anymore. Whether that was the past or energy drains, kind of energy leaks where we didn't really need to be putting our time and energy in certain areas, but this time has taught us how we were kind of draining ourselves in certain ways. You may have also found that this particular month, you're kind of preparing yourself subconsciously. So as we integrate, you may have found that you're tweaking all of these areas of your life. You're trying to assess your diet, your exercise routines, how you're taking care of yourself, what you're doing throughout your day, but then also your environment as well. So you may be subconsciously clearing out your space, like decluttering, getting rid of old stuff, getting rid of old clothes. And that's kind of your subconscious saying, let's create more space. Like, let's get rid of that old, dense energy that's not aligned with me anymore. So listen to that. It's really kind of percolating. It's percolating now to come to the surface and get us ready for this new cycle that is picking up pace as this week begins. So this is an exciting time. This is a very, very magical time as well. So you'll find that little pieces of your dreams and long-awaited goals, that things will start popping up and you'll find more of a flow, like things just kind of lock into place and it feels more fluid, more driven and easy, because it definitely has not been particularly easy over the last several months. And I know many who have been going through a very difficult time. So we're beginning some period of greater ease. And it may not seem so with the state of the world, but if you're watching this video and you're resonating with these words, this is calling to you because you've undergone this cycle to really prep yourself to stand more in your truth and service for the world, because others will need that. Others will need that support, and you standing in your truth from whatever you have been through to share it with others so that you can be that example of hope for them. So I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and some great forward movement and a beautiful equinox to come. If you need additional support, feel free to reach out to me at enteleckyvisions.com, where I offer remote and in-person sessions in Arizona. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.